Hey, I just wanted to share with you a quick tip that something I worked out this week and discovered, and just thought it's been a game changer as far as my students are concerned, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the way I'm teaching online is concerned. And that is individual Zoom breakout rooms. Now I know we all use group breakout rooms and they're fantastic. I literally use Zoom breakout rooms every single day. Afternoon is, then my students will tell you, it's always going to be some sort of group project, some sort of group problem that they're working through together. It's really good at facilitating community, especially in an online space. That's a whole other video for another time. What I discovered this week though, is that I can actually set up individual breakout rooms for my students. Now, how do I use this? Every morning, I give my students a quiz. It's a no stakes quiz. It's just a 10-question quiz on the stuff previous to the day previous, just to get their brains kind of going. And first thing in the morning, I've been doing this for about 11 years now, and it works fantastic. Now, doing this in an online environment, I would put them into Zoom. I would share the questions in Slack. I use Slack as my back channel for my students. Then I would tell them, if they have any questions at all, just reach out to me in Slack and we can clarify, I can help you out, I can walk you through. Which has been great, and yes, they have asked for help, but it just was missing that kind of individual touch. So let me just show you what I mean. I always have two monitors going, so I have my Slack channel open on one side, and then I've got over on this side, you're seeing a YouTube video, but I would have Zoom open there. So from there, my students would, they would see, I would upload my PDF of the quiz, and then they would download it on their side, and they would start working through it. I'd have some music playing on in the background for Zoom, just a little light jazz hop. I found an awesome playlist on that. Then they would actually ask questions in Slack. Some of them would. Now, what's been the game changer is actually discovering that I can put my students in an individual breakout room, meaning that they're in their own breakout room during this time. Okay, so I'm going to open up a Zoom session here. This is all going to get very inception-y in a second. I'm just going to use my personal ID so my students will get notified that I've suddenly started a Zoom session on a Sunday and get them all confused. Let's join with that. Let's start my video. Okay, so I'm muted. Doesn't matter because this is all just for this video. So I don't know if I'm supposed to look at my phone or my webcam. I'm gonna look at my webcam because I've got my phone looking at my screen, which is recording my message that I'm speaking to on the Zoom session. It's all very mind gamey right now. It doesn't matter. What I want to show you is this. Go down to breakout rooms, which a lot of you are using for your groups. You can set up however many breakout rooms you want. You got a class of 16. I generally use 4. That way I get 4 into a group. Sometimes I pair them up. What you can do is you can have up to, I'm not going to go the whole way there, but you can have up to 50 breakout rooms. So what happens is create breakout room. Automatically, I can go ahead and throw my students in each individual room. Let me just get this out of the way so you can see me. So they can go to each individual room. And then what happens is when they're in the individual room and they're working on the problem and they run into an issue, there's this awesome feature in Zoom where they can actually call for help. There's a little button on the bottom of the right-hand side. They just click on that. It notifies me as an instructor and I can join that breakout room. It's just them and me at that point. I pop into the room, and what I'm finding is students who never engaged before or asked any questions before now find this a safe place to do so. They didn't feel like typing it all out in chat via Slack, and I get that. And sometimes the problem is too much to actually have somebody type it all out. It's just easier to talk face to face. So I pop into the room and they actually turn on the webcams. I don't require my students to turn on their webcams ever. So I found this quite surprising, so they can have a discussion with me. So a couple things. It gives them individual access to me, just like it would be in a face-to-face class, as well as it's letting me get to know them a little better and letting them know that I'm here to help. So again, I don't want to go too much into this. I love this stuff. I would love to hear what else you are all doing to engage your students, especially in this online environment. I think there's so many awesome tools and awesome tips and awesome tricks out there to use. Please, if you can, throw some examples down in the comments below. DM me. Just do whatever you can to get the word out there, because anything you're doing, I would love to use myself, and I would love to it just makes our students' lives better. And isn't that why we're doing this? We'll see y'all in the next tip.